Welcome to another episode of Rob's World of Boxing. Let's get it. Alright, I'm gonna get into the fights that happened over the weekend. First off, it was a busy weekend of boxing, man. We had a few different fight cards. Busy night. So without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, the first fight card I want to talk about is the Loma versus Jermaine Ortiz card. It took place Saturday, October 30th on ESPN Plus. It was Loma's comeback fight. In this card, man, it was full of Olympians. Star-studded card, man. It took place in New York City at Madison Square Garden. All right, let's get into the undercard. First fight I want to talk about on the undercard of Lomachenko and Jermaine Ortiz is Haven Brady Jr. versus Eric Mondragon. I ain't really see the fight, but I know Haven Brady Jr. scored a unanimous decision win versus Eric Mondragon. One judge having a 74-78, and the other two judges having a 73-79 for your winner. He wished. Haven Brady Jr. advancing his record to 8-0. 4 KOs. Yeah, man, Haven Brady Jr., man, shit, he 130 pounder? We ain't really got too many. It's not the deepest division at 130 pounds, so it's wide open for Haven Brady Jr. right there, man. I'm looking forward to seeing him, progress and potentially take over the 130-pound division. All right, let's get into the next fight on the undercard. It was a 6-round contest at 135 pounds. 135 pounds is lightweight, if you didn't know. It was between Abdullah Mason and Angel Barrera. Abdullah Mason was 4-0 with 3 KOs. Angel Barrera was 4-0. Both fighters was 4-0, but it was, a real big difference from the 4-0. Abdullah Mason showed you the difference, man. He made easy work at Angel Barrera, disposing of him. He put him down a few times in this fight. I think it was, put him down twice in the third before finishing him off in the 4th round, man, with a TKO, 4th round TKO for Abdullah Mason. Just like I was saying about Haven Brady Jr., same thing for Abdullah Mason at 135 pounds, man. He's the future at the weight, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of him at that weight, and potentially taking it over, man, when all the big dogs are gone, man, because they can't be at 135 pounds for long. I see him and maybe him and Keyshawn Davis. It's a lot of good, up-and-coming prospects, though, so we'll see when time comes. But good job, Abdullah Mason. All right, next fight I want to talk about on the undercard was an 8-round contest at middleweight. Middleweight's 160 pounds. It was between Troy Isley and Quincy Lavalace. This was Troy Isley's first 8-round contest. So, yeah, they trying to get his feet wet with these 8-rounders and see how he performed, man. His last fight, I forget who it was against, but I know he had a hard time getting him out of there. Who was his? I can't think who his last fight was against. Put it in the comments. But, yeah, I know Troy had a hard time getting him out of there. So the matchmakers, I guess they threw him in there with Lavalace, who's, he has a hell of a chin, bro. Hell of a chin. He showed that in this fight, too. And he showed that not going down as I studied in my, my pre-fight video with Xander Zayas. And yeah, man, this fight was no different, man. Lavalace, that was my takeaway from this fight, man. Lavalace can take a hell of a punch, man. He was getting punched on something good the whole fight. But, yeah, man, he was standing up to it. Any other, fighter who got hit with the clean blows and with the force that Isley had behind it would have been out of there, but not Lavalace, man. Lavalace, he made himself some money and a loss, over the weekend. but nonetheless, it was a loss, a unanimous decision loss. One judge having a 79-73, and the other two judges having an 80-72 for your winner, Troy Isley, man. And yeah, man, it was a good performance for Troy Isley. As he's seen in his last two fights, everybody is not gonna go away, and he's been getting some rounds in there, some good experience too, man. The experience that you're not getting when you're in there knocking everybody out. So I feel like it's gonna pay off in the long run, man. Troy Isley, he will be a player at 160 pounds and at 168 pounds in the future, man. He's a good up and coming boxer, man. As is all of these guys on undercards, man. Most of them are Olympians, so yeah, man. Good job, Troy Isley. All right, next fight I want to talk about is a 6-round contest at 140 pounds. 140 pounds is junior welterweight, if you didn't know. It was between Tiger Johnson and Esteban Sanchez. Tiger Johnson is 5-0, 4 KOs. Esteban Sanchez is 15-1, 7 KOs. Tiger Johnson, he is a 2020 U.S. Olympian. All right. Esteban Sanchez was a southpaw. So it was a lot of clash of heads in this fight, which is going to happen with an orthodox fighter and a southpaw clash. But, it really wasn't a big deal. It wasn't really a big deal for Tiger, man. Tiger is a big 140-pounder. That's what I was thinking when I seen him in the ring against his opponent, man. I feel like he'll fill out well at 147 pounds, man. And, yeah, man, he fought a good fight this fight. But he couldn't get a KO. Won't KO everybody. But nonetheless, it was a good job. It was a unanimous decision win for Tiger Johnson. All three judges having a 60-54 for your winner, Tiger Johnson. Improving his record to 6-0, 4 KOs, and continuing his winning ways. Good job, Tiger. If I didn't state it, over the weekend was Halloween weekend, so most of the fighters came out in a costume on ESPN, which I really liked a lot. Marketing and branding themselves. I think what was Tiger? I think he was Spider-Man. Tiger came out as Spider-Man. I felt like he should have came out as motherfucking Tiger though. That would have really been, something. But nonetheless, good job, Tiger. All right. Next fight on undercard. It was a 6-round contest in middleweight. Middleweight is 160 pounds. If you didn't know, it was between Nico Ali Walsh and Billy Wagner. Nico Ali Walsh was 6-0 with 5 KOs, and Billy Wagner was 5-2 with 1 KO. All right. My initial takeaway when they first got in the ring, Wagner looked like a real novice, man. I mean, his stance and everything. He looked like one of them European fighters. You know how they be with the stance, but he looked like a real novice in there, man. And, yeah, man, I ain't know what to expect from Billy Wagner. He already lost 2 times. He seems like what he said is a bare knuckle fighter from Montana. So it seemed like they would, just trying to throw him in there with somebody, to knock out, in my opinion. And I feel like Nico Ali Walsh, he didn't take advantage of that opportunity. I feel like Billy Wagner was in there, like I said, to get KO'd, but he was leaving himself open too many times. He would throw punches and just stand there at, mid-range. He wouldn't get his head off the line. He wouldn't change his pace, He wouldn't go to the body until like the last couple rounds, man. And then when he did start going to the body, it started taking more of an effect on Wagner. Because Wagner, he could take some head punches, but once you start going to that body, you seen it, he didn't like it. He started trying to go to Nico's body, like, yeah, if you could do it, I could do it. But you could tell he wasn't feeling it, man. He wasn't feeling it. But nonetheless, man, it was a good job for Nico Ali Walsh. He just need to work on some things, man. He need to work on some things. Tim Bradley was saying he didn't know what Nico's identity was before the fight. But like midway through the fight, when he said it, I was thinking to myself like he's a boxer puncher. Clearly, midway through the fight, he obliged with me like, babe, he sees that Nico is a boxer puncher, but he needs to work on his defense, and that's the same thing I'm reiterating here. He needs to work on his defense, and he needs to work on, like I said, his timing. Just little things. But overall, he's progressed well, and good job, Nico Ali Wash. Two judges had it 58-56, and the last judge had it 59-55. For your winner, Nico Ali Wash, scoring a unanimous decision win against Billy Wagner, advancing his record to 7-0, 5 KOs. Good job, Nico Ali Wash. All right, next fight I want to talk about. 8-round contest. It was Duke Reagan versus Luis LeBron. It was Duke Reagan's first 8-round contest. All right, Duke Reagan was 7-0 with 1 draw. 7-0 with 1 KO. Sorry about that. He doesn't have a draw. All right, Luis LeBron was 18-4 with 1 draw, 11 KOs. In my mind, once I seen this fight on paper, bro, I was like, this finna be a hell of a fight. This finna be a hell of a test. Hold on. I was like, this finna be a hell of a test for Duke Reagan. Cause Luis LeBron, he ain't no soft touch, man. And you 7-0, 1 KO, he finna be on you. And that was my first initial reaction. Like, he's finna be, cause he's a pressure fighter, so he's finna be pressuring the hell out of you. Yeah, man, and that's what happened the whole fight. From the opening bell, man, Luis LeBron was on Duke. He was on top of him, walking him down. And I was like, man, Duke gonna have to adjust. Is he finna adjust? And he was trying, man. He was boxing, turning LeBron, and trying to box. But in my mind, he didn't adjust how he should have, man. And he got caught in the 7th round with a right hand, Duke Ben. And he almost went down, man, but he didn't. But in the 7th, 8th round, I was thinking in my mind, man, Duke lost this fight. There's no way Duke should win this fight, man. But the judges had, a different opinion. One judge had it 77-75, and the other two another judge had it 78-74, and another judge had it 79-73. So a pretty big gap for your winner, man, Duke Reagan. I feel like in a unanimous decision too. Like I said, I feel like the judges saved him. But I ain't gonna lie. I watched the start of the fight and I watched the end of the fight. Like the middle rounds, I really didn't see. But from what I seen, from the start to the end, the start and the end, those two, I'm like, man, Duke, he should have lost this fight. But maybe in the middle rounds, he did some shit that I didn't see that got him to win. Evidently, he did. But from shit I saw, I don't think Duke should have got that win, man. But I feel like he should be, thanking the high heavens. And yeah, man, I feel like, where do you go from here, though? Because you can't go back. You can't go fighting soft touches now and again. Man, you got to go up from Luis LeBron, and I don't see it being good. I see, unless you improve on that power and get, or get your boxing skills, to Floyd Mayweather or better, because Floyd had power, but you ain't showing no power. So you're going to have to look better than Floyd on the boxing skills, which I feel is an impossible feat. So I don't know about Duke. He going to have to show me. But nonetheless, in this fight, got the win. So good job. Continue your winning ways and keeping the money on the floor. But all right, let's get to the next fight I want to talk about. It was a 6-round contest of heavyweight. Heavyweight is the big boys. It was between Richard Torrey Jr. and Ahmad Hefney. Richard Torrey Jr. was 3-0, 3 KOs. Ahmad Hefney was 13-2, 5 KOs. Richard Torrey Jr. is a 2020 Olympian as well, like most of the people on this card. All right. I could tell from the beginning of this fight that the referee was gonna be a problem. He was, I was like, he gonna be over officiating because from the jump he was like extra touchy, extra vocal. No holding, no holding. Like, bro, it's the first round. I'm gonna deduct a point for holding, bruh. Let him get into the fight. What are you doing? Calm your ass down, trying to be a star. You know what I'm saying? But that was what he was doing. He was trying to be a star all night. But yeah, man. Torre dropped Hefney in the first round, basically a flash knockdown. No, it was a left hook to the chin. Hefney went down again in the second round from a barrage of punches. Man, ref was tripping, talking about grabbing Hefney, talking about no holding, no holding. He was grabbing Hefney from the back, man. When they was, the fighters was fighting in the third round, fucking Well, he grabbed Hefney from the back in the second round when they was fighting. He was finna get Hefney knocked out, man. It was in the middle of he was finna get himself knocked out. It was in the middle of an exchange. You gonna grab him like, you know what I'm saying? Pull you. That's a big no. You never get involved in, when he could have injured the fighter seriously or injured himself. You don't put yourself in action like that, man. He almost paid for it. Or he almost made Hefney pay for it, man. And boxing ain't the play game. He could have lost his life, man. What the fuck is you doing, dude? But yeah, man, the third round, he deducted a point from Hefney, the ref being for holding. I'm like, it's the third round. How you deduct a point for holding in the third round? Hefney wasn't even holding like that. I done seen some bouts, when the guy is holding tremendously, like he just won't stop holding. And that wasn't the case in this fight. But the ref, act like it was, man. And then in the third round, he deducted a point from Hefney for holding, man. But yeah, man, nonetheless, it wouldn't matter. Rich Torrey Jr. ended up KOing Hefney in the third round. Basically, it was an accumulation of punches, and Hefney just couldn't take it no more, man. Basically, kind of took a knee, and yeah, man. Rich Torrey Jr. scored a third round KO win versus Ahmad Hefney, advancing his record to 4-0. 4 KOs, continuing his KOing ways. Richard Torrey Jr., he's going to be a problem. Well, I could see him being a problem at heavyweight, but he needs to work on his technique, and he needs to get some rounds in there because I feel like he smothered his work a lot. He smothers his work, man. He needs to, work on his boxing skills and work on his jabbing and work on just calming down and relaxing, because he feel like his adrenaline is going so fast in there, and he just I wouldn't say all over the place, but mentally, but physically, yeah, he's all over the place. So I feel like he needs to just get that under control and just relax. But if he does, I feel like he'll be a problem, for other heavyweights, even though he's an undersized heavyweight. Most heavyweights don't have the boxing IQ he has or the Olympic experience he has, So I feel like he could be a problem maybe at heavyweight. We shall see. He has a long way to go. Nonetheless, good job, Richard Torrey Jr. All right, it was like an intermission in the fight. After the Richard Torrey Jr. fight, and they brought Devin Haney Jr. Fuck am I talking about? He ain't no Jr. Bill is Bill Haney. But yeah, Devin Haney. They brought Devin Haney on. And he was talking to Joe Tessitore, man. I guess Joe was basically trying to guarantee, like, next fight is gonna be against Lomachenko. Because he was asking him, the line of questioning he was asking him, was basically going to that, like, so, do you plan on, basically was asking him, like, so, you fought George Kambosos, beat him, what's next? Why are you at this fight? Are you interested in a winner? And he basically was saying, like, yeah, man, I'm interested in a winner. That's why I'm here, even though Lomachenko wasn't interested in me. When I was his mandatory, he, campaigned to be the franchise champion, and after a slew of questions asking him from Joe Tessitore, asking Dev, the questioning leading up, to the Lomachenko, are you gonna fight him next? When Dev threw that out there, like he didn't give me a chance, Joe Tessitore cut the interview real quick. Okay, all right, thank you, Dev. Thanks for your time. We're gonna jump back into the boxing act and all that bullshit. I didn't want to hear that. But he didn't give Dev a chance, man. But Dev is a stand-up guy. He's a man of his word. He said he was gonna, fight George Kambosos for a second time, which he did. And he said he was gonna fight Lomachenko after that, which he's vowed to do. And after the fight, he even jumped in the ring. With, I'm jumping a little ahead of myself, but he did jump in the ring with Lomachenko after the fight. Lomachenko was looking at Dev like, "What is this? Is he a heavyweight? He was looking scared as hell. That's what he was looking like. He looked like he don't want no smoke. So yeah, man, Dev, man, his word. He looked like he finna, he done beat the hell out of George. Now he finna come back to the States and beat the hell out of Lomachenko. Because Lomachenko, man, yeah, let me stop jumping ahead of myself. All right, let's get to the next undercard fight I want to talk about. It was a 10-round contest at featherweight. Featherweight is 126 pounds. If you did know, it was between Robeisy Ramirez and Jose Ramirez. Jose Romero, sorry about that. All right, Robeisy Ramirez was 10-0, 6 KOs. Jose Romero was 26-2, 9 KOs. Robeisy Ramirez, he's a 2-time Olympic gold medalist from Cuba, 2 times. And yeah. I hadn't heard much of Jose Romero. Well, I ain't heard nothing about Jose Romero. It's my first time seeing him, actually. But he's from Argentina, and he was a 10-day replacement. I know that. The fight was initially supposed to be Robeisy Ramirez versus Jesse Magdaleno. And, Magdaleno had to pull out. All right, Robeisy Ramirez style, man, is crazy. Which I said he has an unorthodox style, but every time I see it, I'll be like, yeah, it's crazy. He'll squat and then it explode. It's like some crazy shit that I ain't seen, but it's working for him. It's working for him. But I feel like, at the upper, once you start facing the real top guys at the weights, at 100 with a featherweight or 130 or 135 pounds, wherever he at. He's not going to be able to fight like that, man, because you just squatting and loading up with your power hand, your left hand. And I feel like, upper, you fight a Shakur Stevenson, somebody like that, they waiting on that all night, man. They going to pick you apart, man, while you just waiting on that one shot. You waiting on one shot, they going to hit you with 1,000, So I feel like he should be working on that now, working on using his right hand and using his jab, as Andre Ward was saying in the fight. And Tim Bradley was disagreeing with. But I feel like Andre was right, man. You need to start, using that jab now and using your boxing skills now. You're a 2-time Olympian for a reason. You have them. You have those skills, so use them. And stop just loading up, man. But it's working now. But he was squatting, as I stated, loading up this fight, man. And he actually dropped Jose Romero, man, in the first round with the load up. Man, it was a straight left. And then he dropped him. But the fight ended up going to the 9th round, man. I feel like Robeisy Ramirez could have got him out of there a lot sooner. Like I said, if he was setting up the left and not just loading up with it, but he wasn't. He was loading up with it. But nonetheless, he loaded up with that motherfucker. And in the 9th round, he scored a KO, man, against Jose Romero, advancing his record to 11-1 with 7 KOs. They say his next fight is going to be against Isaac Dogboe for eliminator, and the winner will get Emmanuel Navarrete. If Navarrete is, successful, I forgot who they said he's going to face next. If he's successful in his next defense, the winner will get a title shot at him. Either it'll be a rematch between him and Isaac Dogboe, or a fight between Robeisy Ramirez and Emmanuel Navarrete, depending on the winner between Robeisy Ramirez and Isaac Dogboe. So that's they say what's next for him, which I feel like is a good route, and I feel like he should get I feel like he will get the job done against Isaac Dogboe. like the left hand should be enough for him. But once he gets to Emmanuel Navarrete, that's going to be a hell of a fight, boy. That's going to be a hell of a fight. I don't know if the left is just going to be enough for Emmanuel Navarrete. But we shall see. We shall see. All right. But nonetheless, good job, Robisi Ramirez. All right. Let's get to the main event. It was Lomachenko, Vasily High-Tech Lomachenko, versus Jermaine Ortiz in a 12-round contest at 135 pounds. 135 pounds is lightweight, if you didn't know. All right. And Lomachenko was 16-2 with 11 KOs. Jermaine Ortiz was 16-0, 1 draw, 8 KOs. Vasily High-Tech Lomachenko, he's a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. All right. My initial takeaway when I first seen both guys in the ring, ready to at the open the bell when the bell rung. Goddamn, Jermaine Ortiz shoes is clean as fuck. He had on some kind of sparkly shit. Them motherfuckers beating him, I tell you. Goddamn. But yeah, enough about the shoes. All right. First round, man. Ortiz looked good in my mind, man. He was using it, and he was a lot bigger that was my initial takeaway too. He was a lot bigger than Loma. He was using his size in there against Loma, man. He was putting Loma on the back foot a lot, which I really like, man. And I was thinking like, Loma might be in trouble. He might be in trouble, man. Loma got a black eye after the first round. Baba. They was talking about Loma said that it was because Jermaine Ortiz had some abrasive tape on his wrist, and he threw a punch, and the tape scraped him across the eye and made his eye black. And the motherfucking commentators agreed with it, during the fight. They were showing pictures. Look, this shit with the tape hit his eye and it scraped it. That's why it's black. And I'm thinking like, God damn, that privilege is a motherfucker. They be saying anything for Lomachenko. Take the loss off his record. Say he got black eye from tape and all, man. No, yeah, let's move on. But yeah, man. After 2 rounds, I had it 2-0 for Jermaine Ortiz, man. And after 4, I had it 4-0 for Jermaine Ortiz, man. But in the 5th round, Loma looked nice, man. He started to look like Lomachenko. And I started to get scared for Jermaine Ortiz. I was like, God damn, Jermaine, let's hold on. Just like I felt for Tio in the second half of that fight. I'm like, all right, it's time to hold on now because Loma is coming. And he came. Pause. But, yeah, so he was beating the hell out of Jermaine Ortiz. I say all the way until like the eighth round, man. After maybe I said about 8th or 9th round, man. But after a crazy few rounds from Loma, I was still thinking in my mind like it's a close fight, man. But maybe Loma might need to win all these championship rounds or score a knockout. Because I feel like he gave away a lot of the first few rounds. He gave away 4 rounds in the beginning. Then I felt like he won like 3. Well, I don't know. I was thinking that at the time. But now that I go back and think about it, maybe he didn't need a knockout. He just needed to win those championship rounds, which he did pretty handily, man. And, it wasn't like tremendous fashion, but he won them bitches. But yeah, man. In the 10th round, Jermaine Ortiz, man, he looked at gas. He had never been past 10, so that explains it. But yeah, man, he showed it, man, because in the 10th, 11th, 12th round, he was just there, And Loma, he does this, and he did that. He was beating the hell out of him. Yeah. Nonetheless, Lomachenko scored a unanimous decision win versus Jermaine Ortiz. One judge had it 115, 113. Another judge had it 116, 112. And a final judge had it 117 to 111 for your winner, Vasily High-Tech Lomachenko. Getting back in the ring and getting back to his winning ways. As I stated, man, I felt after the fight, Devin Haney bounced in the ring. He was at the fight, as I stated, and he bounced in the ring after the fight. And when he bounced in the ring, like I said, first thing Lomachenko said when he seen him is, "You lightweight, you heavyweight, you heavyweight." If you ain't seen it, man, go check out my short. I made a short with it in there. Go check it out, man. He was basically scared as hell. You know what I'm saying? Saying like, he ready, but no, I need more time for preparation. So I don't know which one is it. Is you ready or do you need more time for preparation? Because Dev ready. That's why he was at the fight, and that's why I talk about where you was talking about you need more time for preparation. He walked off on your ass, but we will see if that's what you want next fight. I always thought like Lomachenko, is too experienced for Dev. Dev wasn't ready for Lomachenko, but now I see Dev ready, man. Dev ready. Lomachenko's scared. Dev, he on the rise. Lomachenko, he on the on the fall. I feel like he on the back end of his career. It might be, a good time to get him, Dev. It might be a good time to get him because he didn't look good at all against Jermaine Ortiz, but this was his comeback fight, man. We shall see, because ain't no more comeback, man. If you take another tune-up, Dev, don't fight him. You know what I'm saying? Fight him next. Fuck you. Ain't no playing blood. He ain't finna be waiting around for you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like either next or it ain't gonna happen. Talking about need more preparation. I hope you ain't talking about another tune-up. Shit, man. You've been preparing your whole life. You should be ready. But nonetheless, man, it was a good card from ESPN and Bob Arum, which it always is. Good job, Bob Arum and Top Rank, all those guys. All right, let's get to the next card I want to talk about. It was a DAZN card that took place in San Diego. It came on at 6 p.m. each time. The main event was between William Zepeda and JoJo Diaz. I ain't gonna get in depth in this card. I ain't gonna lie, the card wasn't, really. It was shit. It was poop. But I just give you what happened. It was a DAZN card, took place in San Diego. On undercard, had a lot of pool fights, but a fighter that they did have on undercard, who I want to talk about, is Alexis Rocha. He was fighting. Dropped the one. Alexis Rocha. He was fighting Ricky Perez. Alexis Rocha was 20-1, 13 KOs. Ricky Perez was 24-2. And Alexis Rocha, he's only lost to Speedy Ellis, man, who hasn't really fought, after he, beat Alexis Rocha like how he should. I feel Speedy Ellis is nice, and he will be a problem at the welterweight division, but I don't know. I think he did just sign with PBC, and PBC, they'll probably push him along a little better. I think it was with Golden Boy. But, yeah, man, Alexis Rocha, he scored a unanimous decision win against Ricky Perez. One judge had it. Well, two judges had it 100-89, and the final judge had it 99-91 for your winner by unanimous decision, Alexis Rocha. Continuing his winning ways. I feel like what's next for Alexis Rocha though, man? He's a 147 pounder, man, and they got some dogs at 147 pounds, welterweight division. So I don't know who they'll, get for Alexis Rocha, if they want to, throw him in there with another soft touch, or they want to throw him in there with the dogs at the top of the division, because I don't see him really, beating none of those guys. I don't see him beating Crawford. I don't see him beating Smith. I don't see him beating Boots Ennis. I don't see him beating Virgil Ortiz. Maybe a Stanionis. Maybe a Stanionis. Maybe a Butaev. Maybe these guys. But yeah, that's upper echelon. I don't see it. I just don't see it. But he's a good fighter. All right. The main event on that card, like I stated, was between William Zepeda and JoJo Diaz. William Zepeda, I think he was, I didn't write it down, I think like 26-0. And JoJo Diaz, he done lost a couple fights. And I think he lost Dev and fuck, who else JoJo lose to? It's on top of my tongue. I ain't write it down, no. But like I said, I was gonna run through it. It's 12-round contest at lightweight. Lightweight was 135 pounds. Zepeda started off the fight strong, man. He ended the fight strong. He beat the hell out of JoJo from the start bell to the end bell. You know, from window to wall, like the Yin Yang Twins and Lil Jon. He beat the hell out of him from everywhere. You know, and the judges agreed, man. One judge having it 119-109. Well, two judges having it 119-109, and the final judge having it 118-110 for your winner by unanimous decision, William Zepeda. Zepeda is a serious contender at lightweight, man. If he wasn't before this fight, he is now. And I feel like they need to start, putting some respect on his name when they talk about, fights at the 135-pound division, upper echelon fights. They need to start throwing him in there with him, man. Shakur Stevenson can fight with William Zepeda. I don't know about Devin Haney. I feel like it's either Lomachenko or move up for him at this point. But, Ryan Garcia, Javante, any top 135-pounders can fight William Zepeda now because he's earned that much. He's fucking 26-0. He just beat JoJo Diaz, man. Good job, William Zepeda. All right, next card I want to talk about, it was a DAZN card as well. This one took place in London at Wembley Stadium at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. The main event was Katie Taylor versus Karen Elizabeth. Yeah. But let's get into the undercard first. Well, I ain't going to get into the undercard. I ain't going to get into the card. I'm like that. I'm just going to talk about it slightly, just like the last DAZN card. DAZN cards are poop. Yeah, let's get into the undercard slightly. On the, I guess you say co-main, undercard. Yeah, undercard, because Kiko Martinez. It was Kiko Martinez versus Jordan Gill. Kiko Martinez is 37 years old, man. It was his comeback fight after losing versus Josh Warrington his last fight in a 7th round KO, losing his belt, after years and years of trying to get one. He finally got one and lost it the first fight. He, was defending it against Josh Warrington, man. And, I was saying, like, maybe this might be it for Kiko Martinez. You should just hang it up, to reach the highest feat that you wanted to reach, become champion. You became champion, and you just got the shit beat out of you. Let's retire. But he didn't, man, and he came back, over the weekend and scored a 4th round KO win, actually, against Jordan Gill, man. Came back to his winning ways, man. I guess he got to, everybody got to feed their family, so who the fuck am I to tell him to not feed his family? So he came back, got a win, keep feeding the family. Good job, Kiko Martinez. All right, let's get into the main event. It was a 10-round contest, 135 pounds. 135 pounds, as I done stated hella times in this video, is lightweight, if you didn't know. It was for the undisputed titles of the world at lightweight. It was between Katie Taylor and Karen Elizabeth. Katie Taylor was 21-0, 6 KOs, but she's 36 years of age. She's getting up there. Karen Elizabeth was 19-0 with 2 KOs. Honestly, it was domination from Katie Taylor from start to finish. Karen Elizabeth was trying, man. She had some moments, but not enough, man. Katie Taylor dominated. One judge had it 100-91. Another judge had it 99-91. And the final judge had it 98-92. All for your winner, Katie Taylor, scoring a unanimous decision win versus Karen Elizabeth. Yeah, man, like I stated in my pre-fight video, Katie Taylor, man, she got a big argument for GOAT. You see, the person she just fought was undefeated, right? Most of the people she done fought in her career, got winning records, and they were champions. I had forgot she had beat Jessica McCaskill, who's freaking the undisputed champion now at 147 pounds, and she's finna fucking go for the undisputed crown at 140 pounds, her next fight. You know what I'm saying? So she done already beat champions and undisputed champions, Amanda Serrano, undisputed. Come on, man. I mean, well, she was a champion. She didn't already. She got a lengthy rest. She's champion at a couple different weight divisions. You know, she got a lengthy resume. She got a lengthy resume, bro. Y'all gonna have to start putting some respect on Katie Taylor's name. I ain't gonna lie to you. She got an argument for GWOAT. I ain't saying she the GWOAT, but she has an argument for GWOAT. All right. Yeah, man. I feel like she got an argument. In my opinion, I feel like what's next for Katie Taylor at this point? I don't know, man. I want to see her in big fights, you know, for women's boxing. Like I said, maybe a rematch with Amanda Serrano. That'll be a big money maker for women boxing, or even maybe a matchup between her and Alicia Bumgardner. That'd be a good matchup for boxing. Maybe Bumgardner could come up, or maybe Katie can go down. But whatever it is, it'll be a good money fight as well for Katie Taylor and women boxing, man. So, you know, they got some good fights out there for her, man. I want to see her in them. And if she win both of those fights, I don't want to hear nothing about her not being, you know, in consideration for GWOAT. Come on, man. The fuck she got to do? What do she got to do, people? All right, but let's get to the next few cards, you know, that took place over the weekend. Another card I want to talk about, it was a Showtime card. Not talk about it. I'm just going to run through it. Run through all these cards. It was Showtime card, Jake Paul card. Came on 7 p.m. each time. It was on pay-per-view. I didn't order it, you know, at all. I wasn't even thinking about ordering, you know, a fake fight. But all right, it was the main event was between Jake Paul and who the fuck else? Jake Paul and Anderson Silva. My fault, Silva. I know you was a UFC Hall of Famer. I had a fucking blackout. All right, Uriah Hall in the undercard. Uriah Hall, you won the decision versus old school running back Le'Veon Bell. Well, not old school, retired running back Le'Veon Bell. And Jake Paul in the main event won a tough fight, which I heard because I didn't watch it. I heard Jake Paul actually dropped Anderson Silva in the last round, though, you know, to go on to win a unanimous decision win against Anderson Silva. That's what I heard. That's what I heard because I ain't see this. So that's what I'm telling you. I don't know. I could be telling you wrong information because I ain't watch it. But I did look it up and they said something like that. So guess that's what happened. But nonetheless, good job, guys. Man, y'all all trying to feed y'all family. I ain't going to throw too much salt on that shit. But I ain't watching. It ain't my thing. All right, next part I want to talk about was a contest between heavyweights. Heavyweights is the big boys. It was an 8-round contest in Lazio, Italy. It was between Guido Vinanello and Jay McFarland. Guido Vinanello was 10-0 with 1 draw, 9 KOs. This fight went the whole 8 rounds. Jay McFarland was actually 13-7, so I don't know why Guido went the whole 8 rounds with a 13-7 guy. What that told me is he's not ready for the upper echelon at nigga at heavyweight. That's the big dogs. Ain't no weight limit, and you ain't ready for just them. Yeah, talk about so. But you ain't got no choice, boy. You 28 years old, and yeah, you know it's time. 11-0. Yeah, 11-0 now. So I know you know, Bob Arum and all those Italians, they want to, you know, make you this big star, you know, and bring you along slowly, but it's time, man. It's time, bro. And you got to improve. You got to improve drastically. And I don't know if he would Bob Arum. I'm just taking, in my mind, I feel like he's with Bob Arum. He's fought on ESPN Plus, and he's from Italy. So I think he's probably with Bob Arum. I feel like they trying to put him on for Italy, man. You know, Italy ain't never really had nobody like that, and they want it to happen. I know Bob would love it to happen, you know, but I don't see it happening with Guido, man. I just don't see it with Guido. I don't see it. But nonetheless, good job for Guido, man. He scored a unanimous decision win versus Jay McFarland. All right, let's talk about a few fights that's on the horizon. That's gonna happen this upcoming weekend. This upcoming week? Today, they have a fight coming on November 1st in Japan on ESPN Plus. It's a title fight for Taraji's WBC junior flyweight title. And Kyoguchi's WBA junior flyweight title. This is between Kenshiro Teraji and Hiroto Kyoguchi. All right, it's a 12-round contest of junior flyweight. Junior flyweight is 108 pounds. Didn't know. As I said, it's gonna be on Tuesday. That's weird, but it is. It's in Japan, so I don't know how that works. I'm not an expert at that. Maybe they. No, I don't know. Saturday, maybe I don't know. But all right, it's November 1st. Kenshiro Teraji is 19-1, 11 KOs. He's 30 years of age, and he's from Japan. This fight is going to take place in Japan, if I didn't say. Hiroto Kyoguchi, he's 16-0, 11 KOs, 28 years of age, and he's also from Japan. So, it's in Japan, and both fighters are from Japan, so it's going to be big over there in Japan, I'm pretty sure, man. And both fighters are champions. This is not, an exhibition. This is not, nothing on the line. These are, 2 belts. So, let's see, man. I know both fighters are going to be, trying to win those belts and, trying to put on for their hometown crowd. So, let's see who can get the win in that fight, man. I'm not familiar with, either fighter. I think I done seen both of them, but I probably seen both of them once, but I'm not too familiar with them. So I'll be looking forward to seeing them again. I need to start getting more versed in the, lower weight classes, man. That is something I need to do. All right. Next fight I want to talk about is going to happen on Saturday, November 5th in Abu Dhabi, on the Zone. The Zone is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, all those guys. Going to be a title fight for Dimitri Bivol's WBA light heavyweight title of the world. It's going to be between Dimitri Bivol and Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez, man. This is going to be a hell of a fight. It's going to be a hell of a fight. A 12-round contest at 175 pounds. 175 pounds, lightweight if you didn't know. And man, oh man, I can't wait for this fight. Both guys are some fucking dogs, man. Dimitri Bivol coming off of a win his last fight against Canelo Alvarez, the unanimous decision win. Shocking the world, but not shocking me. I didn't say it in my previous fight video, man. I had predicted Canelo was going to win. I did. But I knew Bivol was a problem, man. He was going to be a problem. I didn't think he was going to win. But I knew he was going to be a big problem for Canelo. And he got that win, man. He coming off of that win, man. And Gilbert Zurdo Ramirez, man, he's a dog at 175 pounds. He's came up from 168 pounds and been beating the hell out of everybody at 175. Not, missing a step. And he think he's ready for Dimitri Bivol now, the top of the food chain up there, man. And we shall see. We shall see. This is going to be a hell of a fight, man. I don't really see Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez taking a step back. I see him trying to stalk Dimitri Bivol, and Dimitri Bivol boxing pretty well. I feel like Dimitri Bivol probably is going to get the win, but it's not going to be easy. But I just feel like Dimitri Bivol has a little bit more skills than Zurdo Ramirez, man. I feel like Zurdo Ramirez, he just depends on his power and coming forward, and he's going to be in for a rude awakening when he find out Dimitri Bivol finna box your ass. He ain't finna slugfest with you. He gonna box you. And I feel like that's gonna be enough for Dimitri Bivol to get a unanimous decision win versus Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. But we shall see. That's my opinion. All right. Let's get into the undercard. First fight I want to talk about on the undercard is going to be a 10-round contest for the undisputed junior welterweight title of the world. Junior welterweight is 140 pounds. If you didn't know, it's going to be between Chantel Cameron and Jessica McCaskill. Chantel Cameron is 16-0, 8 KOs. Jessica McCaskill is 12-2 with 5 KOs. And as I just stated, with my Katie Taylor little thing spiel, she's Jessica McCaskill is unanimous, that too shit. But she's the undisputed champion at 147 pounds welterweight. And Chantel Cameron is actually the champ at 140 pounds, man. So it's the battle with the champs, man. So let's see, who gonna come out on top, man? I feel like Jessica, cause Chantel Campbell, she's undefeated. But I feel like Jessica McCaskill might take that O from her, man. She remind me of like a female Mike Tyson, even though she, only got 5 KOs. But she just reminds me, she got a mean streak in there, man. She got a mean, maybe because her name McCaskill, and he's from Catskill. But is he from Catskill? Yeah, I think he's from Catskill, New York. And yeah, maybe. But and then she be wearing her little black trunks and shit, and she be in there looking like Mike. She's got a little mean streak to her, man. Being growling, mugging in her little pictures and shit. Not little pictures. She's put some respect on her fucking name, man. She's undisputed champ. But yeah, man, I feel like McCaskill might get rid of Cameron's old man. She just a dog in there. I got faith in her, man. I got McCaskill in the KO win. I say 7th round KO for Jessica McCaskill. All right. Next fight I want to talk about on the undercard is a 12-round contest of super featherweight. Well, not super featherweight, junior lightweight. Junior lightweight is 130 pounds. If you didn't know. It's between, I ain't even going to try to pronounce his name. Rekha Shamamoto. Ooh, goddamn, his name is crazy. He got about 1 million vowels in that bitch. But, man, I got to try, man. Shavakasdasun Rakamouf. Ooh, shit, I butchered his shit. Yeah, sorry, people. Sorry. Rakamouf. He's 16-0 with 1 draw, 13 KOs against Zelva Barrett. Zelva Barrett is 28-1, 16 KOs. I know y'all thinking like, he can't read. He didn't go to school, man. I'm telling y'all, this name is crazy. All right. Rakamouf, 16-0, 1 draw, 13 KOs. Zelva Barrett is 28-1, 16 KOs. If I didn't say it, Rakamouf draw came against Jojo Diaz. This should be a pretty good fight. I feel like, I haven't seen either guy, but yeah, man, they got some pretty nice records, man, and I know they're both already at the upper echelon of the weights, of the weight. So I don't feel like it should be a drop off in skill. And they're, like I said, both of their records are pretty decent. So it should be a pretty good fight. I haven't seen any guy fight. So, I'll be seeing what y'all seeing for the first time. Well, maybe y'all have, so I don't know. But I'll be seeing it for the first time. All right, next card I want to talk about is going to also take place Saturday, November 5th. This is going to be a Showtime card in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Anything on Showtime most time is PBC. PBC is Premier Boxing Champions, Al Haymon, all those guys. The main event is going to be at super middleweight. Super middleweight is 168 pounds. It's going to be a 12-rounder. 168 pounds. Super middleweight, if you didn't know. All right, it's going to be between David Morrell Jr. and Adios Yerabosnoli. David Morrell Jr. is 7-0, 6 KOs, 24 years of age. Adios Yerabosnoli is 16-0, 11 KOs. I know I butchered your name too, Yerabosnoli. All right, but I never seen you, man. So this is going to be my first time seeing you, and I'm going to learn how to pronounce your name. Just like the other guy who I, just butchered his name. I'm going to learn how to pronounce your name too once I see you. All right, but I feel like it might be a loss. I feel like you might be going to sleep, Yerabosnoli, in front of all those people, man. David Morrell Jr., he's a dog, man. He's 24 years of age. He's a future at the weight, 168 pounds. They've been fast-tracking his career. His last 2 fights was against Calvin Henderson, who was 15-1, and Atlantis Fox, who was 28-2, man. Some vets at the weight, and he made them look like, amateurs at the weight, man. He made easy work of them. I was like, what the fuck? That is crazy. Yeah, man, he's advanced. He's advanced, man. They fast-tracking his career for a reason. He's nice. I see him with a KO win, man. He been KOing everybody. I don't see why this should be any different. I say a KO win for David Morrell Jr., man. 8th round KO win, David Morrell Jr. I feel like Next, David Benavidez been calling David Morrell. I don't feel like he ready for David Benavidez, man. Come on, leave him alone, Dave. He only 7-0. Y'all see him? I know they fast tracking him, but he's 7-0, Dave. Leave him alone, man. Y'all. I mean, you 25, you 24. Y'all both men. I know that. I know that, but I say he ain't ready, man. I say, give him a few more soft touches. I say give him a Caleb Plant before you give him one David Benavidez. But I want to see David and Caleb before I see that. Maybe after, David beat Caleb, because that's when I see it happen. Give Caleb to David Morrell, But, yeah, man, I don't think he's ready for David Benavidez. Maybe Caleb Plant, like I said. But nonetheless, I'm looking forward to seeing that fight. All right, on their undercard, we got a 10-rounder at middleweight. Middleweight is 160 pounds, if you didn't know. It's between Jason Rosario and Brian Mendoza. But it was supposed to be Yoelvis Gomes and Jason Rosario, man. Yoelvis Gomes, he's 6-0 with 5 KOs. That would have been a hell of a fight. 25 years old, from the DR, as well as Jason Rosario, like the battle of the DR. Man, that would have been a hell of a fight. God damn. But we're not going to see it, man. Freaking Yoelvis Gomes had to pull out for a hand injury. I guess he injured his hand in training camp. So, yeah, we're going to see Brian Mendoza versus Jason Rosario. Brian Mendoza is 20-2, as I stated. Jason Rosario is 23-3. 1 draw, 17 KOs. He's on a 3-fight win streak, I guess, with fighters he's been fighting in his homeland, though. Because I haven't seen those fights. The last I've seen of him, it was 2 losses against Erickson Lubin and Jermell Charlo. Both KO losses. That's the last I've seen of Jason Rosario. Last I seen him win was against Julian J. Rock Williams. But they say he's on a 3-fight win streak. So let's see if he can continue his win streak against Brian Mendoza, who I'm going to be seeing for the first time this weekend. We shall see. All right, next fight on the undercard of David Morrell is Fedor Shishkin. It's a 10-round contest, a middleweight. Middleweight is 160 pounds, if you didn't know. Fedor Shishkin is 20-0 with 13 KOs, and he's going against Nathaniel Gallimore, who is 22-5 with 1 draw. Fedor Shishkin, he's also 26 years of age. He's from Poland. He looks like, somebody who they're trying to push along. He's 20-0, 13 KOs. It looks like he's, I haven't heard of him, but it looked like I said, it looked like somebody they're trying to push along. They got him in there against Nathaniel Gallimore, who, yeah, man, he looked like a soft touch maybe. And it's going to be the first time I'm seeing Fedor. So let's see how he looks, man, and if he can get the win against a soft touch. It might be a good, Fedor Shishkin, he might be a good middleweight contender. Let's see. But yeah, man, it's a good weekend of boxing ahead of us. A pretty good weekend. It was a very good weekend of boxing that just passed us. Boxing is in good hands, man. I love this shit, man. I love this shit. People be, saying UFC overtaking boxing and UFC popping, boxing ain't, I don't want to hear none of that shit. Y'all novice. Y'all ain't into the sport like I'm into the sport. Y'all are casual fans, bro. Y'all hear a big name, Floyd Javante, y'all in, it's other fights on the scene, man. Y'all gotta check out all the fights, man, before y'all give a real opinion. I don't want to hear none of that. They saying Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia, still is on the horizon. Hasn't been set in stone. As you know, Errol and Terrence is not happening. I feel like Gervonta and Ryan is not going to happen. But they still saying that it might happen. So we shall see, We shall see if it happens. I don't have a lot of faith in it. But I hope it does happen. I really, 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 really hope it does happen for boxing, man. But like I said, if it doesn't, man, boxing, man, it's not in a bad spot, man. We gonna be all right. We gonna be all right, people. But yo, like, comment, subscribe, all that shit. Rise World of Boxing. Yeah.